trying a new intro sequence because I hate how it sounds out there. So, welcome to the Time Treadmill. I'm Ron, and these are my sweaty thoughts about Doctor Who. The Dæmons is the last of only 3 stories in Doctor Who history to have 5 episodes. Or at least the last as of 2020. They haven't made a 5-episode story in the last 50 years. I don't expect they're going to start anytime soon. But the other more interesting thing about the Dæmons is that this is the only Doctor Who story to use a font ligature in the title. So, what is a font ligature? Well, in this case, it's the letter A and E jammed together into a single character. In Old English, that's known as the ash tree. It's named that because it's actually a direct phonetic translation of an ancient Anglo-Saxon rune of the same name. The ash tree, of course, is not used in modern English language, although its remnants still remain. The most common one still seen in day-to-day language is the word archaeology. And the reason archaeology is spelled the way it is because it was originally written with the ash tree, where now the standard spelling has just AE as separate letters. And all of that leads me to another story of my misspent youth. And believe me, I have a story about everything. Matter of fact, I have a story about how I have a story about everything, but that's another story. So back when I was, I think, a junior in high school, might have been a sophomore, junior, right around then. It was 1985, 84, somewhere in there. I was at a local thespian festival because, of course I was a drama kid and very active in the thespians. I was also, by that point, a massive Doctor Who geek, one of the few in my neighborhood because nobody knew what it was in rural Washington state in the mid-1980s. So there I was at this festival, and I met this attractive young woman whose name had the letters A-E in it. I don't even remember what her actual name was anymore. Something like Dina or Dana or something. And so I, pretentious, know-it-all, me, decide that the best way to hit on this girl is to inform her that she doesn't know how to pronounce her own name. Think that through for a second. And I did that because she pronounced her name with an E sound instead of an A sound, and I knew full well that the Doctor Who episode The Dæmons was pronounced Dæmons, and I know that because the third Doctor says the word Dæmons several times over the course of the story, although then he later refers to individual creatures as demons. So he makes a distinction, so of course I make a distinction. And so, getting back to pretentious young me, I go on to very helpfully explain to this young woman that the AE in her name is actually a ligatured sound that should be together as a single character, and that the proper pronunciation of her name should be with the A sound instead of the E sound. You can imagine how well that went over in the romantic department. And the kicker is, I was wrong. I mean, of course I was wrong. I was wrong to tell anyone how to pronounce their own name. That's just... oh my God. And she was fully justified in not being particularly receptive to that little bit of mansplaining. But even beyond that, I was wrong because I was wrong. I was taking the pronunciation from Doctor Who, and whatever, Doctor Who can pronounce an alien race name however they want. But the ash tree ligature, AE combined, is generally pronounced as an E. It always has been. And the ancient word demon was spelled D-M-O-N, demon. Just like archaeologist is pronounced archaeologist, even though there's an A-E there. And that's why it's pronounced that way. And I know that now. But smug, superior, stupid little me then didn't know that. And, man, I am embarrassed by teenage me. But who isn't? So there you go. I'm confident that there are a great many things I am still smug and superior about, and I will be as embarrassed of today me in 10 years as I am of yesterday me now. So there you go. Which is an awful lot of talking to not talk about Doctor Who at all, except in transition, but there you go. Tomorrow, though. Tomorrow, when I actually talk about what this story is, I get to talk about the single greatest line the Brigadier ever speaks in the history of Doctor Who. So I hope you'll join me then. Until then, as we enter our second wave of this pandemic, please stay home, stay safe, be kind, be patient, and I will see you tomorrow.